Does anybody does anybody remember those commercials? I swear it was like on YouTube all the time. Like every time I opened up YouTube, there's this ad of this guy in his garage, and he was just like, he had like a Lamborghini behind him, and he was like, yeah, he talked about like how much money he made, and then he'd go, but it's actually, I made all this money because I had books. And I had books, and I've read all these books, and like he keeps talking about these books, and I never finished the ad. Like that was always where I cut off and skipped the ad. Anyway, that's how I feel with these books here. I'm not trying to be a pompous ass. My wife just reads a lot. These are all her books. I don't read, and my desk just so happens to be by it. So, anyway. Shall we?
It's hard to justify buying more games when I haven't even played all the ones I currently own. So, I made a deal to myself that before I buy another game, I'm going to play each and every one of these games.
Blood Bowl takes the beloved sport of American football and places it into a brutal fantasy realm filled with dwarves, ogres, elves, and these rat bastards. A true version of fantasy football. It is, however, based off of a board game, so as a result, this game is also turn-based. I know that's usually a turn-off for most, but it actually helped me understand football a lot more than I did before. Not that I really understood American football to begin with. I mean, I was a center, so aside from snapping the ball, I either blocked to the left or blocked to the right. I was essentially this ogre on my high school team. But seeing the game play out turn by turn really highlighted the strategy involved in football rather than just the 1 to 3 second plays of brutality. As well as a learning experience, its fantasy setting, of course, made me think of Dungeons and Dragons. To determine the outcome of each action in Blood Bowl, dice are rolled to reflect the success of said actions, alongside other statistics that help improve your roll. But, much like Dungeons and Dragons, I have terrible luck rolling dice and critically failed more often than not. Dude, I cannot stand this. Oh my gosh. If you trip, I'm not.
Come on, 1 foot in front of the other. That's complicated, isn't it?
83% chance. How, man? These dice rolls is something else, man.
Apparently, this player forgot his hands in the changing room.
However, as any D&D player can tell you, all those shitty dice rolls make those moments of success that much sweeter. I decided to play the campaign, which I found more enjoyable than I thought I would. The commentators were pretty funny and entertaining, but the short and sweet story of me being a new head coach of a losing human team actually made me feel involved.
Well, let's see how the Reavers get on. It's their first match, under the leadership of the new coach in a preseason friendly.
That's me. I started to feel like one of those coaches from those sappy sports movies. I started to care about my players being a team. I even created some backstories that I found fitting as to why an old man like this would be on a football team. However, that false illusion of me actually being a good, caring coach quickly dissipated when my players would f*** up. I don't know how to help you, man. So I quickly became a real-world coach of not giving a shit about the players who suck.
If they are, then we may see a touchdown.
Damn it, are you
All you had to do was throw it.
and playing favorites with the players that were exceptional. Dude, this guy's a beast, man. He's KO'd like everybody. The campaign did an excellent job of breaking me in as the player. It introduced new mechanics with each match, but doing it cleverly to highlight the hilarious, schemy underworld of Blood Bowl. I even liked the different challenges each race introduced, and it forced me to think and play differently against different types of enemies. The elves were fast and liked to pass a lot, while dwarves were strong and played the running game more. I won't lie, this is a pretty complex game as you consider armor value, agility, strength, and movement speed alongside the dice rolls, but I love that it takes a little bit more strategy. There were also random acts of chaos that would always change the game, such as a helicopter crashing into the field,
paladins praying for the weather to change, and even having the commentator joining my team.
I bet you wish you were down there on the field, ignoring the ball and cracking heads just like in the old days. Hey, Bob? 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 Where's Bob?
This made playing through the campaign that much more fun, as no two games ever felt the same. As the campaign continued through the league, I really felt myself getting more involved. It reminded me of my high school days, being thrown into that fun, competitive spirit of team sports once more. I relived that wonderful rush I'd get when my team would score a touchdown, or when my team overcame the odds and pulled off an incredible play. Perhaps I even got too carried away as I celebrated with my fantasy team each time we won a game. I felt like Ted Lasso, Coach Carter, and Coach Boone rolled into one person, seeing the faces of these players I've been with all season light up when we won the championship game. The overwhelming feeling of accomplishment I felt as their coach was unparalleled. I brought this team who was at their lowest point of their football careers and turned them into champions. I turned them into a team. And then I remembered I was still just some nerd at a computer.